So good afternoon to all students. In the previous lecture, we have concluded the unit number 2. One part was missing, that was how to solve game theory numerical if we are dealing with m by n type of matrices. The matrix method is little bit difficult or lengthy, so we opted for going for SC component regarding that. So let's start with the unit number 3, transportation model. First, I'll cover some fundamental or basics of transportation model. Transportation model is a special kind of LPP, linear programming problem, where goods, material are transported from one set of, or there may be more set number of sources to more some set of destination. It is subjected to supply and demand. To understand this clearly, how this transportation model is and how it is related to linear programming problem, take this simple example. So there are four warehouses, one, two, three, four. They may be located in various cities. Let's say one is located in Mumbai, second one is at Chennai, Kolkata, and Ahmedabad. So these warehouses are located and at three different location destination. They demand some amount of the product. Let's take that the plant A and B, or the firm has two plants A and B, which produces a car. Plant A produces 15 number of cars, plant B produces 20 number of cars. Warehouse 1, that is Mumbai, require or it demand 10 number of cars. The warehouse which is located at Chennai demands 5 number of cars. The warehouse located at Kolkata demands 12 number of cars, and warehouse located at Ahmedabad demands 8 number of cars. So these are your supply, and the bottom numbers correspond to columns, are nothing but demand. Now in this matrices you find some numbers 2, 3, 11, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7. These numbers are nothing but cost for unit transportation. To understand this clearly, let's say plant A is located at Pune, which is closer to Mumbai, warehouse Mumbai. So to transport one car to Mumbai requires 2 lakhs or 2 crore or 2 rupees. So this number represent cost of transportation per unit. एक यूनिट अगर ट्रांसपोर्ट करना है, how much money required, that this number represent. So similarly, from plant A, from Pune, to transfer cars to location which is Chennai requires 3 rupees or 3 lakhs per unit. Okay, imagine you are transporting 5 cars to the Chennai. That means 3 into 5. So total cost of transportation of 5 units to Chennai is 3 into 5, 15. So it may be 15 lakh rupees. So this way you can calculate transportation cost. Again, I'll quickly recap on this table, because this table is called as a transportation table. These column numbers or column name represent various warehouses, or it may be a showroom or a customer which provides some kind of demand. So at the bottom you will find for each column correspond to some number. These represent number of units required or demanded by particular warehouse or by particular customer. Then the rows represent manufacturing plants or source, we can call it as a source. जहां पे आप मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हो, एंड दीज नंबर correspond to rows represent कितना वो सप्लाई कर सकते from that source, how much quantity they can supply. Then the numbers in the matrices represent transportation cost per unit. It is transportation cost per unit. So you understand the transportation model. Now this transportation model is nothing but some special kind of LPP, linear programming problem. Now in a linear programming problem, you know what are the things are there. There are a decision variable x1, x2, x3, x4 and so on. What are those decision variable in relationship with the transportation model? So just see here, imagine plant A is producing 15 cars, okay, and there is a demand from 4 sources, right? Now to satisfy this demand, plant has to transfer some amount of cars to each and every location. Okay, so I'll assign x variable is nothing but number of units or number of cars that are transported. So x stands for number of units. So imagine from plant A to Mumbai, we are transferring x1 number of cars. Here x2 number of cars, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, x8. So from plant B to Mumbai, x5 number of cars we are transferring. So x stands for number of cars to be transported. Now this number x is greater than or equal to 0, because you can decide, or the plant can decide ki, if the location is too far and the transportation cost is too much, I will not transfer or I will not give any kind of car to that. Instead, from plant B, some amount of car, to satisfy this demand, some amount of car should be transported. And remember here, जितना supply है उतना डिमांड होना चाहिए, या फिर जितना डिमांड है उतना सप्लाई करना चाहिए, most probably. Okay, in certain cases you will find there is an imbalance. Okay, so we were talking about linear programming problem. So 2 into x1 represent cost of transportation from plant A to warehouse number 1, right? So total cost of transportation will be equal to, we will assign that as a z. Z represent total transportation cost. So Z will be equal to what? 2x1 plus, क्योंकि यहाँ पे अब plant A से some amount of car will be transferred to Chennai. How much? x2. कितना cost होने वाला है उसका? 3 into x2. So 3 into x2. Similarly, 11 into x3 plus 4 into x4 and so on. So this is your Z, total transportation cost. So this is your objective function, and as a plant head or owner of the company, your aim will be minimize this Z, क्योंकि हमें वो, this is a cost, right? Cost to the company. Transportation will be a cost, a burden to the company. The company's objective will be minimizing this cost, right? So our LPP consists of one objective function, then decision variables, then constraint, right? So what are the constraints present here? See, plant A has only 15 cars, okay? So total car that can be transferred from plant A to various location is limited, which is 15. So I can prepare one constraint like this, or constraint equation, something like this: x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 should not be more than 15, right? Because it is limited, so we can say less than or equal to 15. So this is your constraint number 1. Then constraint number 2, see, plant B can manufacture only 20 number of cars. So we are transferring x5 amount of cars, x6, x7 and x8. So x5 plus x6 plus x7 plus x8 should be less than or equal to 20. So this is your constraint number 2. Similarly, there will be number of constraint. For example, warehouse 1. Warehouse 1 का demand कितना है? 10. Right? So x1 and here it was x5. So this x1 plus x5 should be less than or equal to 10. See, उसने demand किया है 10. You cannot provide more than 10 cars to that particular warehouse because they might have some kind of restriction on inventory. उनके पास जगह नहीं होगा to store more than 10 cars, or there may not be demand from the customer for more than 10 cars. So you can only limit your number of cars transferred or transported to warehouse number 1 to 10 only. So similarly, you can add one more constraint for warehouse number 2, that will be x2 plus x6 less than or equal to 5 because unka demand 5 hai. You cannot supply more than that. And somehow you need to satisfy all the constraint. Okay, so this table represent nothing but your LPP. So your problem of transportation model can easily solve by LPP also if you have prepared some kind of program. But it has been observed that instead of going for LPP for the solution, there is one more model, mathematical model, which will help us to do this calculation, and we can easily identify how many number of cars to be transported to warehouse number 1 from plant number A or x2 or x3 and so on up to x8. हम ये find कर सकते हैं with the help of transportation model. Okay, so this was just little background about the transportation model. Don't worry about this part. LPP का कोई conjunction there will not be when we solve the numerical. Okay, so I'll skip this. Next one, here the total objective of performing or solving this problem is to minimize the total transportation cost, because cost is the burden for us. We would like to minimize the total transportation cost. Now, the same model you can easily implement if you are solving some numerical related to investment planning or plant location, inventory control, scheduling, employment, etc. So the model which we are going to see here, if your LPP represent certain kind of inclination toward transportation model, you can use this model instead of solving by using simplex method or graphical method, okay, or big M method, artificial variable method. So instead of that, you can solve by using the present methodology. So we will take that part later on, how to solve the transportation model problem. So before that, we are going through some basics thing. So remember, transportation model is a special kind of LPP, and the objective of this model is to minimize the total transportation cost. Next, you have found that there is a particular demand and there is particular supply, right? If supply is equal to demand, we call it as a balanced transportation model. In certain cases, supply may be more than the demand, or demand might be more than the supply. This kind of model is called as an unbalanced transportation model, where supply is not equal to demand or demand is not equal to supply. So again, the basic fundamentals are remain same. We need to just add some dummy column or dummy rows to satisfy your mathematical model, so that we can easily solve the problem. Okay. Next, a few definition regarding transportation model. So this is your basic transportation model. We call this as a transportation table. Okay, we have gone through this. The first definition or first concept you need to understand is a feasible solution. What is meant by feasible solution? When you solve the transportation model, the allocation Here we are going to allocate number of units to be transported. हम ऐसे represent करते हैं, instead of using x1, x2, x3, we prepare one block. This block is for allocation. This allocation, for example, in this, let's give some values here. So plant A produce 15 number of cars. Warehouse number 1 demands 10 cars. So let's just assign 10 car for this कंस्टेंट. प्लांट ए से 10 कार वन को जाएगी, वेयर हाउस नंबर 1 को जाएगी, तो इसका डिमांड सब सेटिस्फाई हो गया. अब इसके पास, प्लांट ए के पास सिर्फ 5 कार्स अवेलेबल है टू बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड. देन वेयर हाउस नंबर 2 डिमांड्स 5 कार and plant A has 5 cars, so we will allocate 5 cars here. Next, plant A exhaust हो गया 0, उसके पास अब 0 cars remaining है. Then we will go for plant B. Plant B से वेयर हाउस नंबर 2, बट 2 का भी एग्जॉस्ट हो गया, उसका डिमांड सेटिस्फाई हो गया. देन वी विल गो फॉर प्लांट 3, सॉरी वेयर हाउस नंबर 3. वेयर हाउस नंबर 3 रिक्वायर्स 12 नंबर ऑफ कार्स, वेयर प्लांट बी प्रोड्यूसेस 20 नंबर ऑफ कार्स. तो चलो दे देते 12 कार्स हियर. सो ये सेटिस्फाई हो गया वेयर हाउस नंबर 3. नाउ प्लांट बी हैज 8 मोर कार्स टू बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड and warehouse number 4 ask for 8 number of cars, so we will allocate 8 car here. So the number represented here in the box represent allocation. Now if you look at this solution, we have satisfied the demand and supply, right? We have balanced it out. We have allocated precisely to satisfy all the demand, and we have supplied all the cars. So this solution is called as a feasible solution. In a feasible solution, we just look at allocation कि भाई allocate ऐसा करना है आपको to balance supply and demand. Next, you will find basic feasible solution. What is meant by basic feasible solution? The number of allocations should be less than or equal to m plus n minus 1. M is nothing but number of rows. So here m is equal to 2. We have 2 number of rows. N is number of column. We have 4 number of columns. So allocation should be less than or equal to m plus n minus 1. So कितना हुआ? 4 plus 2 6 minus 1 5. So number of allocation, if they are less than or equal to 5, we call that as a basic feasible solution. So count how many allocations we have done. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so we have 4 number of allocations. So which is less than or equal to 5. Okay, so that's fine. That means the current solution, we can call it as a basic feasible solution. Basic feasible solution. Next concept is non-degenerate basic feasible solution. If we have done some allocation, and if number of allocations are exactly equal to m plus n minus 1, we call that as a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. And if they are less than m plus n minus 1, we call it as a degenerate basic feasible solution. So in this case, we have allocated only 4 and it is less than 5, m plus n minus 1, which is 5, right? So that means this solution is a degenerate solution, or degeneracy is occurred. Just to remember this concept, you will have better clarity when we solve some numerical. This is just concepts related to our transportation model. Next one is the optimal solution. Optimal solution, after allocation, if the transportation cost is minimum, somehow we obtain that the transportation we cannot minimize further. The current value is the minimum transportation cost. we call that solution as a optimal solution. वहीं पे हम अपना problem जो है, the method, we are gonna stop. Okay, so I hope there are no issues regarding this optimal solution. Again, quick recap on all the concept. Feasible solution, supply or demand satisfy किया, we call that as a feasible solution. Basic feasible solution, count the allocation. If number of allocations are less than or equal to m plus n minus 1, we call that as a basic feasible solution. If number of allocations are equal to m plus n minus 1, we call it as a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. If number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, we call that as a degenerate basic feasible solution. If after allocation the total transportation cost is the minimum cost, then we call that solution as a optimal solution and we will stop our process. Okay, so let's move ahead. We solve the transportation problem in 3 steps or 3 stages. Stage number 1 is preparing transportation table, जो मैंने अभी दिखाया था आपको transportation table, and in most of the problem statement they will provide you the transportation table. But in certain cases, in real life situation, or when you study industrial engineering, or when you study management science, you will find that the problem statement will be given in a sentence. There will be lot of description related to transportation, how it work, how to calculate cost. So somehow by reading that problem statement carefully, you need to prepare the transportation table. We call that step as a formulation of transportation table. But in most of the cases, this will be already given to you, transportation table. After that, step number 2 is finding initial basic feasible solution. Okay, so there are number of ways to find the basic feasible solution, out of which in our syllabus we have included only the 3 most popular one. One is northwest corner method, second one is least cost method, and third one is Vogel's approximation method. Now, by this method, we get only the first part, that is initial basic feasible solution. Okay. After that, we need to optimize it, because our aim is to minimize the transportation cost. Here you will get some solution, कुछ random values मिलेगी, but they or that may or may not be the minimum transportation cost. So there are 2 ways to optimize it, to minimize the transportation cost. One way is stepping stone method, and second way is by UV or MODI method or modified method. So we are going to cover all these things. For finding initial basic feasible solution, 3 method: northwest corner, least cost method, Vogel's approximation. To optimize the solution, we are going to use stepping stone method, or we are going to use UV or MODI method. Okay, so as I have already told you, in the problem statement, formulation of transportation table will be already given to you. No need to do that. Directly we will jump on to the initial basic feasible solution. Okay, so let's go one by one. We will first learn northwest corner method. Imagine we are dealing with this transportation model, जो आपको problem statement में दिया रहेगा ऐसा matrix. Let's again quickly recap on the concept here. S1 stands for source number 1 or the supplier number 1. Similarly, there are 2 more suppliers, source 2, source 3. Source 1 can supply 3000 number of units for that product. Source 2 supply 4000 number of units. Source number 3 can supply 5000 of units. ठीक है? Then there are 4 customers, okay, which demands, पहला कस्टमर D1 नाम दिया है हमने, D1 कस्टमर डिमांड्स 2500 नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स, D2 डिमांड 3500, D3 डिमांड्स 4000 नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स, D4 डिमांड 2000 नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स. ठीक है. Then these 6 to 14 etc, these numbers represent unit cost. अगर सोर्स 1 से एक यूनिट, एक प्रोडक्ट कस्टमर नंबर 1 को ट्रांसपोर्ट किया, आपने ट्रांसपोर्ट किया बाय ट्रक और बाय कार और बाय सम मेथड, द फर्म हैज टू स्पेंड 6 rupees or 6 lakhs 6000 for transporting one number of product. Okay, similarly अगर सोर्स 1 से डिमांड और कस्टमर नंबर 2 को अगर सप्लाई किया, so transportation cost is only 2 rupees. Here the source 1 may be at far away from the customer number 3 because it requires more number of money for transporting the single unit, 14 rupees. Okay, so you got the idea about the transportation matrix. Okay, please let me know if you have any doubt in this. Before implementing any method, you should be confident enough to understand the matrix. किसी को doubt है क्या? What this matrix represent? Okay, so one student has doubt. So quickly I'll recap. These rows represent suppliers. Columns represent customers और warehouses, storage unit, etc. ठीक है. अब देखो रो नंबर 1, सप्लायर 1 है. इमेजिन एक कंपनी है which is located at Pune. Again the same company has one more plant at Nagpur and one more plant at Aurangabad. Okay, so this firm produces 3000 number of units. Nagpur plant produces 4000 number of product. Aurangabad plant produces 5000 number of units. Understood? अब देखो कॉलम्स, कॉलम में डिमांड करने वाला बंदा है. there are 4 customer who demand the same product. Okay, so customer 1 which is located at Mumbai demands 2500 number of units. उसका डिमांड 2500 है. D2 he may be in Bhopal, so Bhopal wala customer is asking 3500 number of units of that product. Then D3 customer ask for or demand for 4000 number of units. D4 customer ask for 2000 number of units. Okay, तो आपको समझ में है the supply and demand part. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, अब ये जो मैट्रिक्स के अंदर नंबर्स है, these numbers represent cost of transportation. ट्रक का खर्चा कितना आने वाला है. ओके, बट इट रिप्रेजेंट पर यूनिट कॉस्ट, एक यूनिट के लिए. राइट, सो फ्रॉम सोर्स नंबर 1 पुणे टू दिस मुंबई वाला पर्सन, अगर आपने ट्रक से ट्रांसपोर्ट कर दिया, so the transporting company or transport is going to cost you 6 rupees per unit. वो बोलेगा अगर एक यूनिट ट्रांसफर किया तो 6 रुपए लगेंगे. If you supply 10 number of units, so he is going to charge you 60 rupees. अगर 1000 सप्लाई किया तो 6000 रुपीज आपको पे करने पड़ेंगे टू दैट ट्रांसपोर्ट कंपनी और दैट ट्रक कंपनी. ओके, सो सिमिलरली यहाँ पे 2 रुपीज का खर्चा लगने वाला है, 14 रुपीज 18 rupees, 18, sorry, 8, 18, 10 rupees and 12, so on. So now is it clear? Okay. Now what we are going to do here, see, S1 can supply 3000, right? So we need to now decide कि भाई S1 से D1 को देना है, D2 को देना है, D3 को, D4 को, किसको भेजना है ये 3000 units? Or should we give number of units to each and every customer? Should I do that? So we need to decide on that कि भाई किसको देना है, and by which method we need to allocate, how much quantity we need to allocate कि भाई इसको मैंने 500 यूनिट इधर से सप्लाई किया, इधर 500 सप्लाई किया, इधर 1000 and here 1000. Should I do like this? Supplier 1 should transport 3000 unit at various location, but all location and some amount of unit. ऐसे करे या फिर how can we do that? So there are three methods which will help you to do that allocation. कितने number of units transport करने, from which source to which customer or which warehouse. Okay, so first method is northwest corner method. It's one of the most easiest method you need to learn. Okay, here we are going to allocate number of units from supply to satisfy particular demand. ठीक है, अब देखो प्रोसेस कैसे करना है. The name itself suggests northwest corner. So look at this table, look at this matrix. Find out the northwest, most northwest corner. अब देखो ये आपका डायरेक्शन हुआ नॉर्थ, ये हुआ वेस्ट. So northwest corner, this corner. So in this matrices, this represent northwest point for the current matrices. Okay, so this method is very easy. वो क्या बोलता है भाई, तू क्या कर, मैट्रिक्स में सबसे नॉर्थ वेस्ट कॉर्नर है ना, उससे स्टार्ट कर अलोकेशन करना. ठीक है, so this is the northwest point. So for 6 we are going to do the allocation. S1 can supply 3000, D1 demands 2500. That means we cannot supply all 3000 units to D1, right? Okay, so how much we can supply? जितना डिमांड है उतना ही सप्लाई करते. ओके, या फिर जितना सप्लाई हो सकता है उतना डिमांड अगर मैच हुआ तो पूरा का पूरा सप्लाई कर देंगे. सो इन दिस केस वी कैन अलोकेट 2500 यूनिट्स फ्रॉम सोर्स 1 टू कस्टमर नंबर 1. राइट, सो कस्टमर 1 का पेट भर गया, he is satisfied with the demand like this. Now S1 has only 3000 में से 2500 चले गए यूनिट्स, he has 500 more to supply, 500 more to supply. ठीक है, now in this matrices again find the northwest point. So northwest corner कौन सा है, ये वाला 2, right? So allocate the quantity to this corner. How much we can do that? Do here, see, S1 can supply 500, D1 demand 3500. So what we are going to do, अपने पास जितना है उतना ही दे सकते हैं ना, अपने पास सिर्फ 500 और S1 has only 500 number of units, so he can transport only 500 units to D2, right? So S1 का exhaust हो गया, S1 will be exhausted. Then D1 का अभी तक पेट भरा नहीं है, he demands more 3000 because 500 he only supplied, 3000 is remaining. So similarly go ahead. Okay, I'll begin with the first step again. First, find out the northwest point. This is the northwest point. How much we can supply? We can supply 2,500 rupee units, right? 1 minute. Okay, so D1 का demand satisfy हो गया. So what you do? You cancel out the supply, write down remaining, how much is remaining, 500 is remaining, and demand 1 is satisfied, fully satisfied. So on your notebook you will cross out, you will cross the D1 because it is satisfied. Okay, then from the remaining table find out the corner point, northwest corner point. So this is the northwest corner point. Now we are going to allocate something here. How much we can allocate? See, this row belongs to S1 and S1 has only 500 number of units. So here allocate 500. That means S1 का जितना था उतना उसने supply कर दिया. So it is not available now for the next calculation. Source 1 completed, right? Then demand 2 में, sorry, D2 को हमने 500 units दे दिए. He was demanding 3,500. So he has more demand of 3,000 unit, right? Next, again from the remaining table, so इतना ही matrix बचा है अपने पास. Find out the northwest corner. So this 12 is the northwest block. Here now we are going to allocate. How much we can allocate? See, D2 demands 3,000 and S2 can supply 4,000 number of units. So how much we can allocate here? कितने units allocate कर सकते हैं? Let me know in the chat window. Correct? We can only supply 3,000. जितना demand है उतना ही supply कर सकते हैं. So we can allocate 3,000. Okay, अब 3,000 हो गया मतलब D2 का पेट भर गया, right? So we will cross that out. And 4,000 में से 3,000 चले गए. Now S2 has only 1,000 number of units. Okay, now look at the remaining matrices. So this is 2 by 2 matrix remaining. Find out the northwest corner. Northwest corner is 10, 10 wala block. Now here we are going to allocate. How much we can allocate here? How much should we allocate? See, the demand is of 4,000 by D3 and we can only supply 1,000 number of units. So how much we can allocate here? कितना units allocate कर सकते हैं? Correct? It should be 1,000, right? अब 1,000 दे दिया, that means source 2 exhaust हो गया. उसने देखो एक D2 को 3,000 units दे दिए and D3 को 1,000 units दे दिए and he had only 4,000 units. So all thing is balanced here. So we can cross this out. Again apply northwest corner method. See, we are now dealing with 1 by 2 matrix. So which one is the northwest corner here? Is 6 wala. 4 is at east side. Here now we are going to do the allocation. But before that 4,000 में से 1,000 चले गए, 3,000 remaining. Now how much we can allocate at 6? Let me know in the chat window. We can allocate only 3,000. Correct. So 3,000 दे दिए इसको. Out of 5,000 only 2,000 remaining and D3 is satisfied. D3 is satisfied. Now again we are left with 1 by 1 matrix. Only one cell is remaining and just see, D4 demand 2000, S3 can supply 2000. So this is easy for us. We can supply all the part. Okay. So all things are exhausted, all sources are exhausted, and all demands are satisfied. So this will be your, this part is called as a initial basic feasible solution. That's it. Both easy hai. Okay. Now look at this. This will be your final solution. Now when you do this on your notebook या फिर आंसर बुक में जब ड्रॉ करोगे ना बनाओगे, if we had offline lecture, I could have demonstrated this. Imagine this is your notebook. It has lines like this. Okay, so कभी भी क्या करना है, source के लिए keep 2 lines. At this part, write the cost of transportation and keep some space for writing allocation. So use 2 lines, 2 rows for each source. अदरवाइज क्या होगा, बहुत ही कम्बरसम, बहुत जमलिंग हो जाएगा आपके नोटबुक में. सो यूज दैट मेथड. So this is your final solution, sorry, initial basic feasible solution. Just we will verify it कि हमने जो allocation किया by using northwest corner method, is it correct or have we done any kind of mistake? And always make a habit of doing this. As soon as you complete the initial basic feasible solution, use this trick. Just check demand. Demand 1 कितना था, 2500 दे दिया. D2 का डिमांड था 3500, दे दिया कि देखो 500 प्लस 3000. यस, सेटिस्फाइड. कस्टमर को देखो, D3 कस्टमर, इट डिमांड्स 4000 नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स. उतने अलोकेट किए क्या, चेक करो. हाँ, इधर से S2 से 1000 यूनिट आने वाले उसके पास, एंड फ्रॉम सोर्स नंबर 3 ही इज गोना गेट 3000 नंबर ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. Okay, so 1000 plus 3000, 4000. Yes, customer number 3 is also satisfied. Now look at customer number 4. Customer number 4 demands 2000, and S, from source number 3 we have transported 2000 number of units. That means हमने customer को satisfy किया है. Again check for the supply कि भाई हमने commitment ज़्यादा तो नहीं कर दिया, because supplier number 1 can only supply 3000 number of units. So let's verify कि हमने ज़्यादा तो transport या कम तो transport नहीं किया. See, to D1 2500 and for D2 500. So 2500 plus 500, 3000. Yes. So supply is balanced. Now check for source number 2, how much we have actually supplied or allocated. 3000 plus 1000 equal to 4000. Yes, true. सोर्स नंबर 3 से कितना सप्लाई हुआ चेक करो, अलोकेशन के चेक करो. 3000 plus 2000 equal to 5000. Yes, so demand and supply we have verified, it is correct. So this is your basic feasible solution. Now one thing I forgot. Whenever you get a problem statement, please check, is supply equal to demand? Then we can say that as a balanced transportation model. Okay, so check supply कितना करने वाले, 3000 plus 4000 plus 5000 equals to 12000. Demand, how much is the demand? 2500 plus 3500, it becomes 6000 plus 4000, 10000 plus 2000, 12000. Yes, supply is equal to demand. So that's why this model is called as a balanced transportation model. Balanced transportation model means supply is equal to demand. Unbalanced, supply not equal to demand. Okay. Now, the next question is, what is the transportation cost here by northwest corner method? So it is very simple to calculate transportation cost. Just multiply. See, from S1 to D1, एक प्रोडक्ट ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए it is going to charge 6 rupees. Now, how many quantities we are supplying? 2,500. Okay, so the transportation cost will be 6 into 2,500 plus 2 into 500 plus 12 into 3,000 plus 10 into 1,000 plus 6 into 3,000 plus 4 into 2,000. Just quickly calculate this and tell me what is the transportation cost by using northwest corner method. Do this calculation. Let me know in the chat window कितना आता है transportation cost. So the transportation cost by northwest corner method is equal to 88,000. Okay, so I hope there are no doubts in northwest corner method. Okay, so let's proceed for the next method, which is least cost method. Again, another simple type of method. So I'll suggest you please prepare this transportation table on your notebook. So आप क्या करोगे? You will follow the instruction and you will solve also. I am taking the same example. Write down this table in your notebook. Is it over?
1 minute, sir.
Okay. If it is over, please let me know in the chat window. Then another thing, whenever you solve this numerical, keep pencil ready with you, pencil and eraser. So when you cross one of the row or column, afterward, when you prepare your final table, आप erase करके you can always refer to your solution, because in only 2 stages you are done with the solution, initial basic feasible solution. Okay, so use जहाँ पे मैं cross कर रहा हूँ column और row by red line, you should use pencil instead of pen. अगर कुछ correction होगा तो आप erase कर सकते हो. Okay, now least cost method. See, the name is very promising, and it is showing you or guiding you what to do here. Least cost. Look at your matrix. Find out the least cost. Least cost of transportation. See how our ultimate aim here is to minimize the transportation cost. So our common sense suggests us कि भाई जहाँ पे transportation cost minimum है, right? For example, in this table, see यहाँ पे 2 rupees. Whenever we are facing the minimum transportation cost, we should get the benefit of that. We should take the benefit of that. Maximum allocation should be done to that particular cost to minimize our total transportation cost, right? So see, to apply this method, studies the matrices, identify the least cost of transportation. In this case, 2 is the least cost of transportation. So let's begin with the allocation here. Okay, now see, it is related to supplier number 1 and demand number 2, customer number 2. How much maximum allocation we can do it here? S1 can supply 3000, D1 demands 3500. भाई अपने पास जितना है उतना ही दे सकते ना, right? So here we are going to allocate 3000. So what will happen after supplying 3000 units? Supplier 1 is exhausted, उसका सब माल दे दिया, right? But demand 2 is not satisfied, he is asking for 500 more, right? So I have crossed out supplier 1 because no longer he is available for us for supplying any kind of units, तो मैंने उसको क्रॉस कर दिया. Then demand 2 का 3000 satisfy हुआ, बचा है 500. Okay, now again study the matrices, find out the least cost, least transportation cost. Now there is a tie. See here there is a 4, and here also we have 4 rupees of a transportation cost. Okay, now the question is, where should I allocate? Should I allocate here at S2 D1 or S3 D4? Okay, so whenever you are facing a tie situation, tie in the minimum cost, go for the sale which can have maximum satisfaction, maximum allocation. See, in this case, the demand is 2000, supply, yes, there is more number of units to be supplied, 5000. Okay, now next look at this situation. At this location, the demand is 2500 and supply, yes, बहुत quantity available है. Okay, now just check maximum allocation क्या कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. Here we can allocate maximum 2500, and here we can allocate 2000. It's a tie situation for the cost, but in this case we could hit the maximum satisfaction, right? So 2500. Okay, so go for that one. Go for the fourth one, 2500. So what will happen now? Demand 1 is completely satisfied. तो आप क्या करो, नोटबुक में पेंसिल से स्क्रैच कर दो उसको या क्रॉस आउट कर दो कि D1 is satisfied. What happened to source number 2? See, source number 2 had 4 number of units, out of which 2500 number of units we have supplied, remaining 1500. Okay, now again look at these 6 numbers. check out the least transportation cost. Yes, this 4 is the least cost, सबसे कम है. So do the allocation for this. Do the allocation for this. See, D4 demands 2000 and can be supplied 5000. Yes, so we can supply or allocate 2000 here. 2000 here. So that due to which D4 is satisfied, and from S3 5000 के 2000 हमने यूनिट सप्लाई कर दिए, बचा 3000. Okay, now again look for remaining number of sales, find out the least cost. Least is 6, but at 2 location tie. Again there is a tie situation. I can allocate here also and here also. So if you look at this sale here, if we try to allocate, how much we can allocate? 500 maximum. And if you look at here, maximum allocation कितना कर सकते हैं? 3000 and 4000. So 3000 we can do. So this is better. This is better. Maximum satisfaction we can achieve here, right? So go for that one. 6 को 3000 दे दिए. So source number 3 कि 3000 पूरा का पूरा दे दिया हमने. So supplier 3 is exhausted, and demand 3 we have given only 3000. तो कितना बचा? 1000. ठीक है. Now again see the remaining sales 12 and 10. Where should we allocate? Minimum, least cost. So if we compare 10 with 12, 10 is least. We need to do the allocation here. 1 minute. So here we can allocate how much? See, supply 1500, demand is only 1000. So we can allocate 1000 here. So D3 का पूरा डिमांड हमने सप्लाई कर दिया, राइट. एंड S2 से 1500 में से 1000 ट्रांसपोर्ट कर दिए, रिमेनिंग इज 500. Okay, so now only one sale is remaining, that is 12 wala. How much we can allocate here? See, the demand is of 500 and supply can be 500. That's it. So the allocation is 500 here. Right? Simple hai dekho, least cost method. So we have exhausted all the supplies and we have satisfied all the demands. So that is our initial basic feasible solution. Okay. Now you can calculate the transportation cost by least cost method by multiplying 2 with 3000 plus 4 into 2500 plus 12 into 500 plus 10 into 1000 plus 6 into 3000 plus 4 into 2000. Calculate the transportation cost. It is, yes, it is 58,000. It is 58,000. So देखो, आपने मेथड चेंज किया तो कॉस्ट कितने से 88,000 से 58,000 रिड्यूस हो गया. And further we can again minimize the transportation cost by applying Vogel's approximation method, and afterward by doing optimization. Okay, so Vogel's approximation is little tricky. So what you do in the next class, in tomorrow's class, we are going to cover Vogel's approximation method. So prepare this numerical again, and then I'll show you what to do when we study when we go for Vogel's approximation method. Okay, so thank you, student. I'll paste the link in the chat window for today's attendance. If there are some doubts, we will tackle in the next session.